some call it cockiness, some would call it being a diva. But when you're good, it's not bragging. And elite wide receivers and the confidence they exude often permeates an entire team, and we're going to see a couple of examples of that in this one. Welcome, everyone, to the home of the Fighting Irish, South Bend, Indiana, beneath the Golden Dome and Notre Dame Stadium. As we'll see the #9 team in the country, the Auburn Tigers, taking on a team that ranks in the top 5 in this conference, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by a couple of legends, and yes, we do use that term loosely. David Pollack from the University of Georgia and former Gator Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get down to the field. Notre Dame lining up to kick off and get this one started. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. This is what we expected. This crowd ready to make its presence known. Rides to back and leads it. And how about that play by that giant, that mountain of a man on the defensive front? Love seeing these early season top 25 matchups. You can get a really good feel of how good these teams are, guys.
And the intensity is going to be big too, David, because the players, you know, on these teams, they've been thinking about this game for a long time. They knew they'd have a national stage, and they got a chance to prove just how good they are.
Oh, man, make that statement. Make that early statement. We always look at the end of the season, and what does the committee say? Oh, they beat top 25 so-and-so. Here's your chance to put that on your resume that'll pay off big time and late in the season.
And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19. Auburn to the line in a hurry. On 3rd and long, no secret what he needs here. Complete and looking for enough for the first down.
And I think if you're on defense here, you've got to be alert, right? Are they going for it here on 4th down? Does your defense have to be on the field ready for that? Might they line up in a punt formation and try to fake it potentially? You could see that. You know, there are a lot of coaches early in games that are willing to take big risks. So bells and whistles have got to be going off if you're on defense right now.
So the last thing you want to do is start the game, first drive, go 3 and out. They won't do that here. They might go 4 and out, but they'll try to convert here. Calls his own number. They stop him short of the marker, and they'll turn it over on downs.
Man, first half being that aggressive on your side of the field, that's a different world. Like, you live in the analytics world, and I know people say go for it more often. I don't see the point in going for it on that one early in the game in that situation.
Great place to start for this offense. They weren't able to get that one off. It'll be a delay of game. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Trying the left side. Breaks into the open. And he'll be brought down. The Irish come to the line facing 2nd and short. The give to the back.
I love when defensive backs come up and they are physical and they stick their face in the fan and they aren't scared. Talking to the defensive coordinator coming into this game, he knew his DBs had to tackle well. They had to get these running backs on the ground. Great start on this first drive.
Looking to convert, they'll go to the Wildcat. Back has it. They thought they could just run it on 3rd and short, but this defense was there to make the stop.
Keep the foot on the pedal if you're on offense here. You got that yardage. Yeah, you didn't get the first down, but you've set yourself up now to go for it here and keep this drive alive.
Hoping to move the chains. Here comes Notre Dame on 4th. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive.
Not the start this kid was looking for. Very first pass of the day gets picked off. This is a defense that's got a lot of ball hawks on the back end, and he's... real careful with his eyes, not telegraph throws like he did right there. He's going to have to settle in.
And Auburn is ready to go back to work on offense. There's been a couple of missed opportunities for these offenses in the last couple of drives, Jesse.
And I think for this offense here, it'd be nice to hit an explosive play, be aggressive, and really pay off your defense's effort that last drive.
And instead of having to move the ball down the field consistently and then getting stopped on 4th down, you're right. Create some of those explosives. Take those deep shots. Make those big plays.
They've generated some momentum with excellent performances in Big Ten play, and you can see them growing game by game.
And that's a big deal, too, in the new-look Big Ten Conference. Back in the day when there were divisions, you know, it was a toss-up every year who was going to win the Big Ten West. That was the easier division. But now, it's just who are the best 2 teams out of all these teams, all these quality teams. So it's impressive that this team, they've just put themselves in position to play for the championship.
You ain't lying, especially in this conference. Let's be honest, the Big Ten and the SEC, they've separated themselves from everybody else. And so you're competing in this conference in the middle of the season. You can finish strong. Now we're not just talking about conference championships. We're talking about where can we be in the playoff and how much damage we can do in the postseason.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going, handing the ball.
Back to pass on 2nd down. Lets it fly. Got his man downfield. Off and running. And he got away from the defense and takes it in. Touchdown, Tigers.
This offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
Fielded in the end zone, it's long. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. Here come the Irish back on offense. Finding themselves down 7-0, they'd love to get a drive going here. Rushes on him. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Yeah, I don't know if the quarterback got confused on first down. He might have thought the defense was going to be in man coverage that time, but they were in zone. They fooled him and just didn't seem like he had his eyes in the right place, was forcing that ball to his intended target. The window way too small. The guy was not open, so that didn't have that chance to be complete.
They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Unloads quickly. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
Notre Dame facing a 3rd and long, trying to keep this drive alive. From the gun, wants to pass. And the sack! All the way back at the 5.
And I think that time he was trusting his pocket awareness and his arm a little bit too much. You've got to remember, you're one of the best athletes in the country playing the position. If you see a crease, you've just got to take out and get it.
He's got great speed. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. Now here comes that Auburn offense onto the field again. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. Throws to the wideout. On target to the left. Goes out of bounds, but not before he gets it to the edge of the red zone right at the 20. To the air on first down. Snagged out of the air. That completion takes them down to the 7-yard line, and they are ready to strike.
Man, this guy's closing in quickly on 100 yards receiving. We're not even out of the first quarter yet. We knew he was going to be a big part of the game plan and the strategy, but every time they've looked his way, he's been making a big play, and that's something the defense, they have to be aware of moving forward.
Auburn comes to the line with a 1st and goal. Looking to throw. Buying some time. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Auburn.
You know, oftentimes in college football, the best offenses are the ones that can create explosive plays just like you saw right there. They're top 10 in the nation in points per game because they don't have to drive the field. They've got dudes scattered all over this offense that can take it the distance on any given play.
Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. And he's not going to take a knee. Here he comes. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. They'll get this drive going from the 17. Here they're trying to get it to the edge. They'll knock him down after a pickup of 1 to the 18.
You definitely want to commit to the run game. You want to establish the run game. You want the defense to honor it. But if it doesn't work a little later down the road, you might think about airing that puppy out.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Looking to fire. Makes the grab. It's Browning. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
Such a great job by the defense winning on early downs. What does that mean? Now it means 3rd and long. 3rd and long, now I go to dime packages, to nickel packages. I'm taking linebackers off the field and bringing on DBs to really cover more guys and have more speed on the field.
The Irish will need to move the sticks on 3rd and long to keep this drive going. That's the end of the period, and Auburn has the lead. They came out and jumped on them early in the first. Let's take a break and look at the first quarter stats. Just about ready to get things started here in the second. We'll see if they continue to flex that muscle. So they had a chance to talk over this 3rd down play to open the period. From the gun, wants to pass. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete and 4th down's coming.
And that's a play on 3rd down. This offense just has to do a better job protecting their quarterback. Give him a split second more time to complete that throw, but they couldn't do it there.
On 4th down, they'll pass for it. He's got it. Turning it on. And they couldn't catch it.
And that's why you hold your breath every single time this guy catches the football. That's a short, easy completion. He's so dangerous after the catch, David, and he shows you the wheels, taking it all the way to the house.
Yeah, and I think it's also important to point out, how about the QB play? Getting the ball out right where he can catch the football and use his speed and playmaking ability after it, and he shows you, man. That's why he's dangerous. That's why this offense is always one play away from getting to the house.
Coming out with it, it's Robinson. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. So here comes the Auburn offense. Took the last drive in for a touchdown. They'll try to do it again on this one. They'll start this drive going to the air. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces 2nd down.
Well, they were trying to sneak him out of the backfield that time into the passing game, but that did not fool anybody on defense. What a hit, forcing that incompletion.
So now it's 2nd and long. Off play action. Unloads to the wideout. Got his man to the left. And he surges up to the 36-yard line, and they'll move the chains.
And I love the awareness by the wide receiver on that play because I'm not sure that route was supposed to be that deep. You got to wonder if the receiver decided maybe to adjust the route a little bit to make sure that he got the 1st down.
Catch in the middle, it's Robinson. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
It's a nice job running the in route there by the receiver, and the best thing he did after he made his break, he didn't trail and fade away. He actually attacked the football. That's a good lesson for young receivers out there watching.
Wants to throw again. Gonna take a shot. Catch inside the 30 and still running. And he'll take it to the house. He got loose. Touchdown, Auburn. No midseason doldrums for these guys as they push out the lead in week 6.
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They are going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
Makes a move. He's got it out. And there he goes. They won't get him. It's a touchdown. He just took it the entire length of the field, end to end, coast to coast, nationwide for the touchdown.
And how about the fans in the stands going, no, 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 take a knee, no, yes, 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 yes. Over 100 yards to the kickoff return. Nice job taking that to the end zone, making a huge play.
Fielded in the end zone. It's Robinson. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. And Auburn is ready to go back to work on offense. They took advantage of outstanding field position the last time they had it, and now they'll have a little more work to do to get on the board. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down, second down coming. Plenty of work to do here on second and long. They'll throw again after the incompletion. Quarterback adapting. Pressure's there and he lets it go. Not much of a chance there. He just had to get rid of it to avoid the sack.
I'm impressed with this defense, man, because that QB is lightning fast. You see how fast that defender was able to get to him and force the incompletion? Wow.
You want to talk about shaking down thunder from the sky. That's what they're doing here on third down. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. Fourth down coming up.
This is a point where you just got to be able to focus. And the critical down and distances in this game, like that third down right there. When it's a good throw, you got to make the catch. You got to be able to make that play.
They're throwing for it on fourth down. Fires left. Makes the grab. Got the conversion and still going. Auburn lines up quickly.
And they're showing you their intentions early in the game. It's fourth down. You're in your own end. We're going to be aggressive, and we're not just going to do this early. We're going to do this all game long. Awesome execution on a critical down.
Looking to throw on first down. Here's the pressure. And the quarterback runs out of time, and down he goes at the 38.
And the defense makes a play. Finally, this is a lot of offense early in this football game, a lot of scoring. Need more of this from the defense. Getting to the quarterback, making him feel uncomfortable, and then when you get him down, you get him behind the sticks. Good things happen for your defense.
And this defense goes back-to-back sack, Jack. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack.
And they've been waiting for something good to happen with respect to getting after the quarterback, right? They're outside of the top 100 in the country in sacks per game, but finally now.
Oh, it's picked off. A rare mistake from this guy. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover.
And he makes a play in the back end. Nice job reading the pass, and that's his second of the season. This guy, unbelievable job seeing the quarterback, breaking on the quarterback, and going and getting that big play.
They're lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they have dialed up for this one. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
But how about that defense? On the snap, they are in the backfield with great penetration. Nowhere to go for the running back. That defense was sitting on G, waiting on O.
Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Back to pass. Makes the grab. And the defense had that one well covered. Just a short game there. Notre Dame facing a 3rd and long, trying to keep this drive alive. From the gun, wants to pass. Going for it all. Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover.
Man, another mistake by this. Listen, he is an elite quarterback. He's really, really good. He's pressing too much. Jesse, the #1 job of a quarterback, you better protect the football. I don't care how good you are, you better protect it.
Yeah, you just got to take what the defense is giving you. And I agree, David. It looks like right now he's trying to force the big play instead of just checking it down or throwing away. He's got to do a better job working through his progressions right now. He's got tons of talent, but he's making bad decisions.
And, man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground. That is a ball.
So they come to the line in the Wildcat. Wildcat going to give him a different look. Snap to the back. Quick spin on the ride. They found a little running room out of the Wildcats, still short of the first down marker. We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and they'll talk it over to see if they can build on this lead before halftime. They've got them pinned deep in their own end, and this crowd trying to help keep them there. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. You've got a 3rd and manageable, backed up in your own end, but convert here and you get some momentum. From the gun, wants to pass. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
Great job by the defense dialing up some pressure on 3rd down. They hit the quarterback and forced the incompletion.
Now on 4th down and 5, they'll try to move the chains. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with a turnover. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back. Plenty of time left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. They'll try the run. Makes a stop in the backfield. He'll lose 4. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. A negative play to open the drive. Let's see what they've got on 2nd and 14. He was looking for some place to put his foot in the ground, but the defense was everywhere, and he's knocked down behind the line.
And this guy has been a dominant force early in this game. We're still in the first half. He already has a sack. He gets a tackle for loss there. He's playing so well with his eyes right now. He's reading his keys, and he's letting his God-given ability put him in the backfield to make these plays.
And that's a great idea by this defense, man. 3rd down, it's money down. Where are they going to go? They're going to go to their go-to guy, and what does the defense do? They double-team him, take him away, and force the 4th down.
Between the uprights, it's good. That'll cut this lead down to 5.
And that's not the way they wanted to end the drive, but nice job being ready and your field goal kicker coming through and putting 3 points on the board.
After putting 3 on the board, the kickoff unit ready to go. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Got his man in the middle.
Well, he was putting up big numbers coming into this one. We knew the quarterback was going to go his way early and often. With that last catch, he's now got over 500 yards receiving on the year.
And the Tigers can play this 2nd down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Leaves it with the back. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Corners right up on that line of scrimmage. Looking to throw on 1st down. Incomplete. incomplete. He had to get rid of it before he wanted to. The defense put the heat on.
Yeah, and you don't see that often, right? This guy is elite. He's one of the best in the business. This is what he does for a living, obviously. That's why he gets paid millions of dollars. Yes, NIL is real. So I don't expect many misses from this guy like that.
Wants to throw. He's working against the clock. Catch in the middle. It's Robinson. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
Well, this offense knew coming into this game they wanted to try to attack the middle of the field in the passing game, and they're able to execute the in route there.
The volley cheers going on high, and here comes the Thunder being shaken down on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. And the heat gets home. They knock him down back at the 45. The offense burns its third and final timeout of the half.
How great is it if you're a defensive coordinator that you know I can put 6 DBs on the field in my dime package and I can still get home rushing 4. My guys up front are better than your guys, and we're going to go prove it. And they did just that.
And you want to know what impact home field advantage can have? There it is. The offense will walk it back. The Tigers will try to convert on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. On the run, fires downfield. And the incomplete pass, they roll the dice. Snake eyes.
Well, I knew the coach was confident in his offense. I did not know he was that confident this early in the game. 4th and long. I thought he'd just punt that one away and let his defense take the field. Interesting.
Movement on the offensive line. That's going to be a false start, and they'll walk it back. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Goes to the option. There he goes. And he's run out of bounds just short of the goal line, and they keep him out of the end zone for the moment. This offense can get a jolt of momentum headed to the locker room if they can take the lead here. On the option. Touchdown, Notre Dame! Excellent pass by the back on the option.
Really nice job on their final drive of the first half, David. Calm, cool, collected. They had balance. Excellent execution. They're going to take a lead in here at halftime.
It's so much easier to go into half with that positive momentum, that positive juice. Now we can point to what we just did. Great job taking the lead. Now you go make your halftime adjustments.
And he made the extra point without problem. They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? He'll bring it out. It's Robinson. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. Corners showing press. They want to be physical here. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. He's got it! And they'll bring him down after the long completion and explosive pass play for this offense. This will likely be the last play of the half. Looking downfield on first down. Throws for the tight end. Makes a connection. They stop him at the 22, 15-yard pickup on the play, and a first down just outside the red zone. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update. Auburn ready to boot it deep to start the second half. Here he comes from midway in the end zone. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. As they get ready to start this third quarter, think how big the lead might be if they'd taken care of the ball.
Well,
Oh, he's got some space. He's at the 50. At the 30. Inside the touchdown area. Once he got some room, it was over. What an explosive eruption into the end zone by this running back.
And this back does it a lot. That he makes big plays. When you can make big plays like this, it makes everybody's job easier. Oh, we can play action. Oh, we can throw it. But it starts with the run game, and this guy's setting everything up.
And he muffs it. It's loose. Now here comes that Auburn offense onto the field again. Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. Got him downfield. Defense caught out of position, and they get him down finally at the 38.
Well, I know they're losing right now, but they're not going to be losing for long if they keep hitting shots like that. And I love the idea here. Taking a shot to your best player on offense. This guy is one of the biggest playmakers in all of college football. Tremendous speed. He locates the ball, makes a catch, and that play gives this offense so much confidence.
Fires to the right. He makes a catch. And he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Tigers.
It's so nice to have these big playmaking tight ends that are basically oversized receivers. Make a play down the field to him, huge catch radius, makes the play, and then I love the run after the catch. These guys can do this nowadays. He does the rest of the work and gets into the end zone.
He'll bring it out. It's long. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Here come the Irish back on offense. They still have the lead, but they need to respond to that last score. Running to Green. He kept those legs moving, got 3 out to the 19.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Well, the defense was trailing going in at halftime, and I think they made some adjustments against the run. They want to slow this guy down. That's a really nice start to the second half if you're on defense.
The Irish will need to move the sticks on 3rd and long to keep this drive going. Now they'll try the right side. Not enough for the first. And a really nice run and pick up there before the defense avoided disaster and stopped the really big play. Power football with the run. Breaks into the open. Smashes ahead. Touchdown, Fighting Irish. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing.
David, this guy's showing us everything he's got in his toolbox. Between the tackles, running outside, the elusiveness, the vision, the speed, the patience. And with that home run, now has over 200 yards rushing in this game.
And there's nothing more frustrating than a guy that just keeps coming and keeps coming. They keep feeding him, and he keeps breaking tackles. He keeps making big plays. This defense has had absolutely no answer for that stuff.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Guys, you could make a good case. This is the game of the week in the Big 12. Clemson is currently ahead early right now in Death Valley, but they just haven't been able to separate themselves offensively. They're up by 7 over Texas Tech. We'll keep you updated as this one goes forward, as this could shake up the Big 12 race significantly.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. A strike downfield. And he gets it up to the 36. It'll be a first down.
I just love the job this offensive line is doing in this game, communicating pre-snap. They know where the pass rush is coming from, and they're working their single and double teams and not giving up any ground. Just look how clean that pocket was for the quarterback to throw from.
The short hands, it's Robinson. And they're getting it rolling with that play to the 42-yard line. And on that last play, he's now over 400 yards passing.
Well, Reese, if you're going to throw for over 400 bills, you got to spread the praise around. Up front, they've done an outstanding job protecting this quarterback and his...
He wants to take the top off. And it's picked off for the third time today. Looking for more room. He is finally out of bounds, but he was smelling that end zone on that return.
And this guy's just never been able to get into a rhythm all game long, whether it's been because of pressure or the defense disguising their coverages. He just doesn't seem right. And as a result, he's now thrown 3 picks in this game.
They make the stop at the 37, but not before he's got 10 yards and the first down. You can have an explosive all-purpose back, but this Irish line performing the way the great Aaron Taylor did back in the day to give them time for these big plays.
Yeah, and you could go down the list and name so many great offensive linemen at Notre Dame. Year after year, they put guys in the NFL, and they build a brand of physicality and make holes for guys like this, and that's why he's putting up so many big numbers.
Can't find a man, and he'll be knocked down at the 40.
When you're on defense and you get to play outside linebacker, it's about as good as it gets, right? I get to rush the passer just like this and put him on the ground. Then I get to cover in space. I get to move all over the place. Great job by the outside linebacker. The most fun position to play in college football.
Makes the catch. Open space at the 25. And he ran away from the defense to take it in. Touchdown, Notre Dame! When that receiver got free, it was all over.
And it's so nice to have a receiver like this as a quarterback because you pad my stats. I like those long touchdown passes where I just threw it really short and he did the rest of the work.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And he added the extra point. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. So here comes the Auburn offense. Boy, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed them.
Yeah, and those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football, you're going to throw interceptions. But I think I stay aggressive with this offense. I get back to what I did in the first part of that drive that made me successful.
I agree, David. Just turn the page if you're a quarterback, right? On this drive, you did a lot of good things there leading up to that pick. Forget about it, move on, play the next play.
He's got his man. He got loose, almost housed it, finally dragged down at the 32.
Man, this dude's flown by 200, flown by 300, and now thrown by 400. Almost 450 yards in the ball game. This dude has been on point.
Here comes the heat. Incomplete. Man, oh man, is that one this junior would love to have back. Oh, they dial up on second and a long way to go. After the incompletion, they go back up top. Looking deep. Another interception. This guy just can't find his own players. He'll be stopped, but not before getting the football and picking up big yardage on the return. What a play there.
Man, what a great break on the football. Nice job seeing it squeezing. A lot of those defensive guys, man, they don't have great hands all the time, but you always remember your first interception. He'll always remember this moment.
Lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they've got. Oh, and he's going backwards. Defense not fooled at all by the Wildcat.
Man, how fast did they get in there and make that tackle for a loss? If you blinked, you missed it. Nice job by the defense getting penetration. Everybody up near the line of scrimmage, shooting the gaps quick, getting in the backfield, getting the guy on the ground.
Going to sling it on second down. Got his man out of the backfield. Turning it on. Knocked out of bounds at the 46 after the good pickup on that one.
The defense has got to be able to make a play at some point here in the second half. You're down 2 possessions. You need to steal a possession badly. You need to have a takeaway. The coverage is going to have to be way tighter than on that last throw. Otherwise, this offense is just going to go up and down the field.
You want to make a guy that's elite, that's one of the best in the business, start to become more and more human. Keep getting hits on him. Nice job by the defense, getting in his face, being physical. Make him feel your presence. Don't let him get comfortable back there in that pocket.
And just wedges it ahead a bit before he's brought down.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Working that left side now. They'll make the stop about 3 yards short of the first down.
Really good job by the defense, understanding third down, the situation of the game. I play a little bit deeper, take away the sticks, react to shorter. I got to go get him on the ground now. Nice job making the tackle, but playing the down and distance first and now forcing a 4th down.
Don't even think about sending the special teams out on 4th down and 3. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Quickly complete. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down.
You got to have better tackling in the back end on defense. The guy didn't have the first once he had the ball in his hand, but because you missed the tackle, they've now got a fresh set of downs.
We've come to the end of the period, and Notre Dame has the lead. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. So first down, we'll open up the final period. Let's go. To the ground with the back. They get him off his feet after a pickup of 5 down to the 25.
It's a point in the game, I think, as a coaching staff where you really challenge your offensive line to go win the football game, right? We've got to lead late. We're going to run the football. And the defense and everybody in the stadium knows that's what's going to happen. Can we run the ball down their throats and impose our will? That's what this offense right now is trying to do.
Brought down after picking up 3 down to the 22. Notre Dame lines up quickly. They'll try to pick it up on the ground. And he needed just a single yard, and he did not get it. What a stout play by this defense. He's not going to get there. Stopped short on 4th down.
Well, you're up by 2 possessions in the 4th quarter. They're hoping with that conversion they ice the game. They don't get it. It feels like they're going to win, but we've seen crazy things happen in college football, and they've left the door open here late. Let's see what happens.
It's complete on the right side. At the 45 on his way. Big play. Takes him into plus territory. He's out of bounds at the 47.
This defense has really done a good job containing this superstar quarterback. But now it's the big-time moment in the 4th quarter.
Pressure is effective from the defense. They knock him down just behind the midfield stripe at the 48. The Tigers have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Throws to the tight end. Finds a man in the middle. And they get him down.
Hey, down in the 4th quarter, you better have a dude at the quarterback spot. They do. And they're going to trust him. And he's going to have to continue to deliver like this. Making plays down the field, protecting the football, but we know he has the ability.
He steps out of bounds, but it will be enough for a first down. And the Tigers look to keep this drive humming. Wants to throw on first down. Under fire. Chunked it away just as he was hit.
And the quarterback gets hit again. We already know this defense has gotten home to him multiple times in this game. So here you are. You're trailing in the game. Defense knows you're going to throw it. They're pinning their ears back. You can't feel very confident right now if you're the play caller, certainly if you're the quarterback, that you're going to have time to throw.
Inside the 20-yard line. Pushed out at the 18, and they're in business. DB's locked up tight on the receivers. Got it!
And this offense is going to have to be aggressive, right? Down a couple possessions, got to continue to get these first downs, move quick, don't be in a hurry, but they've got to keep the accelerator down because they need some explosive plays.
And he's brought down at the line of scrimmage, and the ball will stay at the 2. They've moved it forward to the... And he'll finish the run and the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers!
And that's what makes this quarterback so dangerous, fellas. He can hurt you throwing the ball, but man, is he ever dangerous and explosive with his feet. You have got to be able to get this guy on the ground. If you don't, he has got way too much wiggle and speed. You saw it right there.
He's looking to pass. He's got it. Two-pointer is good, and now it's a one-score game here deep in the 4th. So a drive there of 84 yards and finish the deal with the short touchdown run from the 2. He'll bring it out. It's long. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. And now that cushion is a little bit smaller, Jesse, and any mistake would get magnified.
Yeah, a little bit of pressure now on this offense too, David. I think they got to go back to their playmakers and get these guys going in the game.
No doubt, find those plays you know you can run them in your sleep. You make sure you execute, build this lead a little bit bigger, put this thing away in the 4th quarter.
Notre Dame trying to keep this drive moving on 2nd and short. They'll keep it on the ground. They want this clock to move. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it. Notre Dame right back to the line. The offense changing the play. And that defensive penetration gave him no chance, and he is ridden out of bounds. The punt team makes its way onto the field. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Coverage team able to put a stop to that return at the 42-yard line. And Auburn is ready to go back to work on offense. They're in a precarious spot here, that lofty perch in the rankings. He'll loft one deep down the left side. Grabs it inside the 10. They make the stop at the 5-yard line, and they've got it 1st and goal. Quarterback will keep it. And he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Tigers.
Yeah, I tell you what, great job by this offense. Great execution. You drive down the field, you get the score. Now what's your two-point play? You practiced it all week. What's your go-to in this moment late in the 4th quarter when you need the two-point conversion?
Getting aggressive here and going for 2. Got his man. He's into the end zone. The two-point conversion is good, and we're tied here in the final period. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. Fielded in the end zone, it's long. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. We thought we'd see a little wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Direct snap. There he goes. They bring him down, but that's why you give them that wildcat look to create an opportunity for big plays.
I love the play call running the football here in the fourth quarter, because with the score what it is right now, everything is at your disposal on offense. You are not panicking. This isn't throw every single down, all of a sudden 2-minute air raid type stuff. You can run the ball. You can do all of your stuff, personnel, shifting, motioning. You just got to be very, very careful and absolutely cannot turn it over.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Reads it, fires complete. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage.
And offenses keep track of yards after catch consistently. There was none there. Nice job. Defense swarming to the football as soon as he caught it and getting him on the ground.
Notre Dame facing a 3rd and long, trying to keep this drive alive. The clock stops. 2 minutes left to play in this one. Now this offense facing a 3rd and long from their own 30. From the gun, wants to pass. Makes the catch. Great pickup as they'll keep this drive moving, and they've got it at the 45. 3rd down, a lot of times it comes down to not necessarily who's the most open, who do you trust the most?
Yeah, it's not about the X's and the O's. It's about the Jimmies and the Joes. And when my guy's better than you and I get you matched up out wide and I know I trust you, I'm finding you.
Well, it's important in this game this offense gets the running back involved out on the perimeter in space where he can do some damage. That time they got it to him throwing the football. He picked up a couple of yards, but it gives the defense something to think about.
And he's able to bounce off one tackle, but still not a whole lot of running room.
And this offense has got to get somewhere, right? That's a couple plays in a row. Like, the clock is their biggest enemy. So we got to find a way to manufacture, push the ball down the field, make something happen with that clock running out. 3rd and 1, everyone knows it's coming, but the quarterback sneak is so hard to stop. They just got to get 1 yard. Nice job by the offensive line.
Well, a really good push by his center on that last play, making it easy for his quarterback to just tuck the football, belly it, get low, and drive your legs.
Making side adjustments here. They'll try to get the edge with the toss play here. Running into the open space. Flying down the left side. Touchdown, Irish! And they've got the lead in the final minute.
And how about this offense, man? They knew they needed to execute. Great play calling, great drive, put it together. Now you got a chance to go up by 7 late in this ball game and then let your defense go on the field and seal it for you.
The extra point is good, and now in the 4th, they're up by a touchdown and an extra point. And it'll come out to the 25, no attempt at a return. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. To the air on first down. And he fires over the middle. It's incomplete.
This really has been a masterclass by the quarterback with decision-making, right? We've already seen him throw multiple touchdown passes in the game. He's understood when to take his shots and when to throw it away when things aren't there, like on that last play.
And back to the air on second down. He's taking the deep shot. He's got it on the outside. Finds some room. He's got the sideline going nuts as he gets it down to the 18-yard line.
And, man, it has got to be so rewarding as an offensive coordinator when your play call perfectly counters the defense's call, and that's exactly what we saw there. That play targeted the coverage's biggest weak spot, and it led to a wide-open receiver.
Explosive plays are great, but you got to finish the deal. 1st and 10 in the red zone. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. Now 2nd down, and it's as if this crowd senses they can help them get a huge stop. And he can't get it off. Taken down. What a huge play this late in the game. They'll use a timeout with 26 seconds left on the clock. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. And as he throws, complete out of the backfield, looking for the sticks. They make the stop about 4 yards short of the 1st down. Gotta have it here on 4th down. Trying to pick up the first out of the backfield. Timeout is called and the clock is down to 8. They thought they had a good plan, but it did not work. So with the late lead, they're ready to just drain the clock in victory formation. And the quarterback will just drop to a knee.